Good afternoon, everybody. Like 3 p.m. sharp. Hello, everyone. Jonathan, Luzmo, you know me. That's not the purpose. I'm just making some noise over here to make sure that you see me and that you hear me. And if you can tell me that in the chat, that would be lovely. And of course, at that moment, because they were all hidden under my screen, let's bring in my superstar, Francois, my second superstar, Yannick, and the chief of the chiefs over here, Mr. Jasper. Hello, gentlemen. First of all, yes, thank you, Gerdy. I love the fact that Gerdy is always the first guy that tell me that he hear me and that he see me. Guys, Happy New Year, a good health, amazing projects. Same for all that audience. I hope that everybody could enjoy. I'm very happy to be here with you guys. I hope you too. I want a big shout out for Yannick because he got an upgrade for Christmas. He got a super light now. Look how crisp the guy looks. That's amazing. He's like even shading me. I'm used to be the guy in the light. Now we will have Yannick in the light. So very happy that you upgrade your setting, man. So that's really cool. As everybody hear us, let's just wait like 10 seconds, 15 seconds more. As usual, roadmap for us is for all of us, and definitely for the three guys over here, a very important moment for them, because that is where they commit. That thing where you tell the people what you're going to do and that you need to deliver in the terms and conditions that you said. That's all about. Had a sneak peek about it, of course, and I must say, pretty impressive. Let's face it, we are not a corporate with 1,000 employees. We're still a scale up. When I see what all those guys are committing to deliver, it's not a big chapeau that we should do, but more than a big chapeau. So first of all, guys, really happy that you put so much effort in there. And I had maybe a question for Francois. How many requests do you think we collected through our amazing website last year?
Wow, that's a very good question, Jonathan. I know a bit. I'm reading.
You know, then you may not. Keep 10 seconds in the chat. How many requests do you think we collected in 25? So we have about 250 plus clients, just to give a hint. How many requests do we had? I also want to know how many conversation did we had with clients last year? That's the second question. So first is the amount of requests. The second one is the amount of conversation. And then there is something that I was always hoping in my life that a SaaS company would do, is developing capabilities and features with clients. How many clients were deeply involved in crafting with us capabilities/features so that we can make it broad? Gerdy, I want to see at least a figure so you can answer or the amount of requests or the conversation or how many capabilities features we have been shipping in 25. And if you don't do it, I will have to bring the slide in. I see that we're with 30 people, and I know that those guys are very picky about timing and not taking more than 40 minutes of your time.
Jonathan,
so, yeah.
When I guess and I guess right, can I get finally one of those awesome Luzmo heads?
Yes, and even two if you want. But you have the answer, so you're cheating. Gerdy, huge thank you. And you know what? Here you go. Jasper, that's a good transition for you. But to us, Jasper is our VP product. He's the guy that knows the figures and the results. So here are your figures, man. What do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, so the 500 that Gerdy said is spot on. We got a little bit just over 500 feature requests. So a lot of those are about similar topics. So it's not 500 different ideas and features, but it's all super valuable. Everyone who submitted feature requests, thank you. We read every single one of them. And when we start thinking about new features and solutions and a problem to solve, it's the first source we look at. Like, who bumped into this? What's the problem that they want us to solve? We had a lot of customer conversations. That's not just the three of us on calls with customers. That's also other teams, and it's also digital, like email, but we also look at all of that information, like, well, what topics are being discussed, what problems are our customers trying to solve with our product. But it's a lot of useful information for us, of course, to base the roadmap on, prioritize. And we did 12 features in co-development, and that means that we had calls before even starting feature development on use cases, problems we need to solve, ideas from our customers. And it's always super helpful. Like for us, it's the most fun if we can develop a feature together with a handful of customers who have strong ideas and also new ideas that we might not have thought about on how to solve a problem. And Jonathan, since this is my slide, you know, so I added a few quotes there on the right. So if you ask me then in all these numbers, what are some of the common topics that we've heard customers talk about and also that are relevant for this presentation and this roadmap, then it's that we heard a lot of our customers and also newly joined customers say that it's really easy with Luzmo to get to a result quickly. So I have a quote here. It's a real quote from a customer who said, hey, we actually built with Luzmo what we previously did in 6 months. We did that with Luzmo in 6 weeks. That's, of course, awesome to hear. But also things like that connecting data is really easy, but that we hear a lot of customers need some more tools and help to turn that data into the right format that makes them able to visualize what they want to visualize. Next, Embedded Studio. That's the tool for end users to let your own users edit dashboards and build their own things. We hear that that's great, but it can also be a bit rigid. It's just one thing that you can present to your own users, and there's some feature flags, some on and off buttons, but the flexibility stops there. And we have a lot of customers with far-reaching ideas on how they want to implement that, and they bump into some limits there, even though the promise is really something that we see people like. And of course, not a surprise, AI still a big topic. We have a few customers really hitting it off with our AI products, but also we hear that that's a taste for more. So we see that there's a lot of anticipation. Hey, what else can we do with Luzmo and AI? Well, what else is coming? So those are 4 things hidden in those big numbers of the major topics that we heard and that we will move on.
You know, one thing that I keep in my mind when I see those figures and the codes that you collected, when I study, they always say that you need to work for the end client. You need to be customer centric. You need to help those guys. I think just those figures show how important our customers and prospect are for us. We don't build for the God's sake of the beauty of technology, of performance, or whatever. We really try to lean in something which is core for us, is client satisfaction, and that is what make me be here for a year as well. Is that it's deeply in the roots of a company like Luzmo, is we want to help you guys. So my goal is go on that website, keep talking with your CS, keep challenging François, Yannick, Jasper about what you need, because that's first of all their job, let's face it, but it's also part of what we want to deliver and how we want to be perceived on the market. We are fighting as hard as we can to deliver on what you need, guys. And so keep that in mind. We really need you to guide us towards what is the most important for you. So good transition, I think, guys, for where do we want to focus? And normally I'm always ping-ponging between François, Yannick, and Jasper, but let's face it, this is one for you, my dear friend Jasper, because you have 2 letters in front of your title, which is VP. So you take full responsibility for Focus Point. Do we agree on this one? Yes?
I'll gladly tell you more. Yeah.
Then here you go, my friend.
Yes, you've seen it in the code before, but one of our strengths is that you can really get to result fast, and we want to even further deliver on that. Make sure that Luzmo is the fastest route to ship embedded analytics. That's not entirely where it stops. You see in the details there, it is important to do that with high customization. Like if you cannot make it look and feel the way you want for your users and make it feel as native in your app as all the other elements in your app, then it's not really embedded analytics. That's just some third party you plastered in. So we want to be the fastest route to embedded analytics, but make sure that we maintain that high customization for our customers. That's the focus for this year. That's what we want to deliver on. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into delivering on that and improving on that on the point where we already are. So let's jump to the next slide, Jonathan, unless there's...
It's already done, my friend. You even don't need to tell me. I'm your wingman, you know that.
Perfect, yeah. So there are 3 themes within that fastest route to ship embedded analytics that we will double down on. The first part is on getting your data ready to be visualized as you want it to be visualized. We know that a lot of our customers spend a lot of time in modeling their data, getting it ready, doing some transformations, formulas, etc. We have a lot of tools there that help you skip hard parts, tools like Warp, but we also know our customers still spend a lot of time there. And ideally, we make that a lot easier and make sure that you can jump straight into building the cool visualizations on products for your users and spend as little time in morphing your data in the format you need. So effortless and better-ready data is very important for that focus for us, and we will move on that. Native feeling visuals, anyone can build. There are 2 things packed in here. The visualizations, how you can show your data, that it looks cool, that it's very customizable, is very important. It's one of our strengths, and we plan to double down on that as well. But there's also the anyone can build in here. So it means that we don't only think that more technical people in our Luzmo studio should be able to build visualizations. We want to make it very easy for anyone in a team of our customers to quickly build a cool dashboard or a useful data product. But even going a step further, make it very easy for end users, so the users of our customers, to also build, customize, and do more things with analytics. And especially that last step, we still notice that it's, not everyone is data savvy. Not everyone is working in software and data. So we notice it's very powerful if we can make people who are not used to work with data day to day to customize their dashboards or create a visualization that's important for them. But it's also a problem that's not easy to solve. But we have some cool plans planned there, and we think it's a problem we can definitely solve this year. Third,
I would love to hear from the chat as well. What seems to be, because tri-self-serve analytics for end users seems to be very hot topic for us. We strongly believe that we can bring that to the clients. I would love to hear also from the chat how that resonates with the request that they have maybe from their own client. I guess you brought that back through the feedback, but again, feel free to interact, ask questions, how we see about it. I think you see the 3 pillars. Those pillars are really key for us. So that is where you need to challenge directly the dear VP over here. I hope we are right. I know we are right, but if we are not, please tell us that we are not, because the effortless embedded is definitely a bit the motto of François. The native feeling is for sure the Yannick stuff, and let's get back to our custom charts kind of webinar last year. And the self-serve, if I'm honest, that's like the monetization part where Jasper is talking to me every day from John, where is my content about monetization? So I think we kind of cope it well. I think that is, I love questions, guys. So sorry, I will do it this way. Here we go. We already got one. Do you have an MCP for cloud cards? I know that's kind of served like directly in, but the question comes from Joseph, and I think we can answer that straight ahead.
Yeah, it's indeed not clearly one of those pillars we were just showing. But no, we don't have an MCP right now. It's definitely something we're thinking about. We haven't had that many questions for it, but oh boy, we've been picking up on developing with Cloud Code or Codex a lot internally as well. We're making those tools directly work with our own APIs, like Luzmo's API first, and we will stay always API first. It's very powerful with tools like Cloud Code. So it's a very logical step for us to turn that into an MCP and make it work with an MCP instead of our APIs.
I have a magical question for you then, Jasper. Where should that question end? Where should Joseph put that question?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, that's a perfect feature request. Yeah.
Thank you. So Connie, which is basically the lady that make this happen and allow us to be here, will drop a link. All those question feature requests so that they don't have 500 plus in 2026, but let's aim for 1,000 so that those guys know what they need to do for the 10 years to come. Use that page. requested, that is where it should land. But already a big thank you, Joseph, for that question. And maybe Jasper, and because I had the chance to have an internal session with you about our agent APIs and everything that goes with it. If there is something that you guys also wanted to see coming, I would highly recommend push in the chat, organize a webinar or a workshop where you talk about your AI agent capabilities. And if I have more than 10 requests, I will convince Jasper to do that in public. That sounds like a plan. Sorry, you were not aware of it, Jasper, but I know that you will not say no.
No, but that's
Okay.
perfect. Yeah. I see another question coming in.
Yeah. Sorry,
so
I was
let's answer that
also
first.
reading it
Yeah.
at the same time. Here we go. Self-service, conversation, and analytics is something we feel we clearly have to offer one way or the other, and soon. That's the word that I love the most. What's the setup?
Yeah.
Pricing
so
model, I
that's-
would say it's more complex, but on the setup, I think we can answer.
Yeah. So self-serve with Luzmo goes two directions, and they can be combined. We have our product Luzmo IQ that we're still investing a lot in and are making more powerful. And it's basically the agent where a user can ask a question and you get answers, you get a chart. You will be able to turn that into any UI or implementation you want with our SDK. But next, and I won't say too much because Yannick is actually going to cover this, we're also going to build components that make it very easy to build your own edit experience. And combining these tools, you can build editing or ways to adjust or build charts or data for your users. Combine it with AI, where you can just ask these things and prompt these things. You can basically build any self-serve idea or environment for your users in very little steps with a lot of control on how you want the user experience to work.
What a very nice answer you gave over there, my friend. Conscious of time, and otherwise I know that you will be mad at me, the three of you, and I'm trying to ping pong between giving more room to the customers than you guys, but what have we shipped? I know that we talk about the roadmap, but repetition, sorry, I'm the marketeer, is also needed sometimes, just to make sure that people also understand sometimes everything we did ship in time, in quality, and everything that goes with it. So let's maybe quickly take less than 5 minutes on those. Who is ready for AI summary?
Yeah, let's just jump to my screen share, Jonathan, then I'll just share it right away.
Okay, where is Jasper? I need to remove myself, and now I need to add you. Here you go.
Yeah, so you see a dashboard here, and actually let me put it in preview mode. It's a bit cleaner, where I added a new widget called the AI summary. And what this widget does is basically look at the charts on the dashboard and create a summary of those charts with the most important metrics. I can control that. Like I can add a custom prompt, which I actually have done here, given a few more instructions on how I want the summary to look. And it's a really nice way to automatically give your users a summary and insight so that they don't need to carefully read all the charts to get a first idea of, hey, what's happening on this dashboard. The cool thing about this being a Luzmo widget is that it's interactive. So if I start filtering things on this dashboard, it will update and it will also summarize based on the context. So whether it's filters or filters you set in access control, it will respect that context. And there's more context it will respect, like, for example, localization you might have on dashboards. So if I'm not a user who set my language to English, but let's say French, which I don't speak, it will translate that summary to French. I have no idea what you're saying here, but I trust this is the French translation in this case. And we have some smart things, like, for example, it builds on the query caching that's already in Luzmo and other tools. If I remove a filter and have some data that was already there, it will appear quicker. So it makes use of the complete Luzmo stack, and it's something that you can just easily add by adding it here as a widget and dragging that to your dashboard.
I have a question for you. Basically, you're telling me that you build Jarvis within Luzmo. So in the morning, I can wake up and just starting talking, because I use a lot of voice to text, and just say, how is the business running? And I don't need to read any graphic anymore. And I would have basically the input about what needs to be done. Is it correct to see it that way, Jesper?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it still pairs perfectly with the dashboard, because the way I consume these dashboards now is I read the summary, and then I think, okay, there's something I want to look a bit deeper into, and then I'm going to look at the chart and then figure out, okay, what's this trend going up or down?
What I would highly recommend the people to do is, because I used it, is you get that per answer, and then you will quickly notice how deep you drill in really looking at where is the real gem, the real value that you can activate. And I think it's much easier that way than what you can do by drilling yourself in the different dashboards to get to that information. So I see it really as also a speed to insights, which is, in my opinion, really drastic an improvement versus the old way of doing it, if I can say it this way. I also have a question for you, Jesper, and I'm sorry because the question will always stick to your face. So I will try to switch it this way then. Also available in Flex, and Nikki, I love it. So cool to, it's nice to have you with us, by the way, Nikki. Jesper, maybe just Flex. What is Flex for the people that are not clients? And then you can answer the question of Nikki, if you don't mind.
Flex is the way to create charts programmatically or update them programmatically with our SDK. So if you want, right, if you want to build the dashboard more the programmatic way with code, with your development team, that's where Flex comes in. It gives you a lot more control. And if you want to personalize things or mix it with your own content on the page. So the widget itself is not a Flex widget, because it's basically text, and there are probably better ways if you're building your own UI to visualize your text. But this is also available through APIs. So there will be API calls where you can just basically pull the summaries and then display the text where you want to.
Okay, I think that's a very good answer. Thank you for mentioning Flex and answering the question of Nikki. Nikki, score 0 to 10 in the chat about the answer of Jesper. Okay, let's move on.
Jonathan, yeah, before we skip to the next slide, I want to mention first, because if you go to that slide of the AI summary, because you'll see that a couple of times. For some of you who are looking right now, hey, that AI summary, I'm going to try it. You might not see it in that add item menu. And that's because you will see that we have some features where we're doing a gradual rollout. So this feature is definitely ready to go, but we haven't rolled it out to all our customers yet. We're doing that more carefully now, these rollouts. That doesn't mean that if you're not in that rollout yet, that you cannot get access. If you want to, send an email to support or your CSM, and they know how to enable it for you.
Let's go for CS. Reach out to them. By the way, you got 100 on 100 on the answer, so I think you did pretty well.
Thanks, Nikki.
And Andrew is in the backup plan, so even if you go to support, please mention who is your CSM, so they are sure that they're put into the loop. I think that was the idea of Andrew. Good to have you with us as well, Andrew. Sorry, but Gerdy also had a question, and I cannot answer that one, but I think you can.
The answer is yes.
So yes to the question, and the answer is yes, Gerdy. Okay, we can move on? Sure?
Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go then. Metadata audit. Oh, I feel that one is for François.
Indeed, well done. Yes, that's a feature I worked on. I will try to be quite fast on this one, but it's super interesting. I mean, as Jesper said, we are going to focus a lot on how we can make data ready and ensuring that our customers have very good data. So what we need is to ensure that when you are uploading your data set is clean and it can be used by anyone, users or AI capabilities. So you can switch to my screen. I will quickly do a very quick demo.
Here we go.
That's not mine, but That's also fine.
I need to do the double switch. That's why. Before presenting your screen, remove the other media. There is no other media. He doesn't want to get you on screen. Why not?
I can continue.
Here we go.
It's also not mine, but I don't know. I can continue. No worries.
This is still me, Jonathan.
Yeah, but I cannot remove you. That's the beauty of life. Here we go.
Thanks. So when you are uploading a dataset, or when you are syncing a dataset, now you have a new button. Before you had only one option to create your missing descriptions, and now you have an addition where you we can suggest metadata improvements. So first of all, these two features are grouped because they are improving your metadata. So the creating missing descriptions is still working. You can still use it. Pretty impressive feature. I will not demo it here because it will take a few seconds and I don't want to take too much time here. But when you click on the suggest metadata improvements, we are checking all your columns and we are identifying some improvements. So here, for instance, we have some good suggestions. Here we have a column which is margin PCT. The name is a bit cryptic, so we are suggesting a better name, margin percentage, and we also identified that it's not it's a hierarchy here, but it should be a numeric. So we are doing that for all the columns. Some of them here, it's an example where you can see that, for instance, price. It was also a hierarchy. You can set automatically a currency. So let's say that it was dollars. And you can have a lot of them. So we have here multiple of them. You can accept one if you think that's only one. So for instance, I just want to accept this one and this one. Or you can accept all of them automatically, and it will update your metadata. Why? It's very important, because if your metadata are very good, if your columns are very clear, the column names, the types, and the description, obviously, you will get better results because your customers will understand better, and also AI will understand better. Jesper showed the AI summary. If when you are doing a summary, it's not clear what is the type or what is the name, what the name means, it will be tough for AI capability to answer correctly the question. So that's what we have built here. I will accept all of them. My metadata review is complete. I have everything already updated. As you can see, my price is already a currency, so I can definitely already start building dashboards with great metadata.
I think it's pretty impressive, and I was always dreaming to say that sentence in a webinar, and I'm not sure that everybody will love it, but basically you're telling me shit in, shit out. We avoid shit in by cleaning it up with this so that you have quality at the outside.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes our customers have some data sets where they need some data modeling, some preps, some work. Here, what we are providing is some new capabilities to enhance their data set quality. So yes, indeed.
I love that, because I'm always having like the translation Excel sheet based on what do you see and what does it mean. And so now basically you could align both. I also have another question. Can this metadata be used with certain chart like tooltips?
Yeah, that's a good question. So basically what we are doing here, it's at a dataset level. We are changing based on the suggestion we are providing. You can change some of your either name, type, or description. So it impacts all your obviously components in your dashboards. If you are changing, you can, for instance, for a price, if you are using a currency, the currency will be then used in any charts and any capabilities. So yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, so if I get it right, because I'm the Mickey Mouse over here. So basically now you will have better typing of the better structure, but also when you will surround it with your mouse, you would have a better description, correct?
When you will be in your charts, you will use the right types, the right improve the names and everything. Yes.
Lovely. I love when people ask questions, and Nikki always has an extra question for you, my dear friend Francois. Is this metadata available for formulas as well?
That's a good question. That's still something we have to do. So as you can come back maybe to the slide from the deck, that might be useful. The feature we are releasing, yes. So
yes.
the feature we are releasing is included in all plans. So, but as the same than the 𝘁𝗔𝗹𝗹, we are doing a gradual rollout. So if you are interested, you can reach out to your CSM, try it. And if you have some feature request, the roadmap page or through your CSM, feel free to ask. This one for formula is something we are already thinking about for second iteration.
Let's go for it. And thank you for all the questions, Nikki. Keep pushing those. I know that the people over here love that. Do we move on, Francois?
Of course.
Of course. Let's go then. Up. And I will hide this one. Prompt to formula. Who takes that one? I think I know. Do we stay with you, Francois?
Can you find my screen?
It is not.
You want it, Jasper, now. Yes, I can find your screen, I think. Where is Jasper? There is Jasper. Yes. I find your screen. All those guys that screen share. Hey, guys, isn't it beautiful that you do just live demos and that you show real time, right? I think it's pretty amazing. Go for it.
I'll show this neat little hidden feature. If you're in a data set and you add a formula, we now have an option here to generate that formula with AI. It's a capability that 𝘆𝚻 is already capable of. So we thought, hey, why not use that capability also to make formula creation for data set a bit easier? So let me actually try something easy to warm up here. Like this data set with Amazon sales, I think particularly from India from 2025. So I can do something simple like average price per order. It will think about what to use to create that. This should be very straightforward, and it creates a formula. To be honest, I expected something different here, but you can see that it takes the aggregations, picks the columns, and creates a formula. And if I want some adjustments, I can do that here.
So Jasper, you tell me that I don't need to study Excel formulas anymore.
Well, to be honest, I'm very comfortable with creating formulas in Luzmo, of course. I know a lot of these functions that you can all browse here by heart. I'm quick to create them. And even I noticed that this is actually my go-to now, because it's just faster. Even if it helps if you don't know all these functions or how to do things in Luzmo, but it's also faster. So even if you know everything by head, it's still faster to at least start this way. Sometimes, of course, they can get so complex that there's manual work needed, but I still find myself start this way. I'll show you something more complex, Jonathan, that you can do than a simple division of two aggregations.
No, man, what you don't understand, I'm just bad at formulas, even in Excel. So don't make it too complex for me.
Yeah, then this is definitely one for you. So this data set also has review rating and review text. And I often see that when there's a review text, but they're short, then it's often it's gibberish. So a really, really quick way to filter that would be to create a formula that gives me the average rating that I can then use in charts, for example, show average rating per product category. But that calculates the average rating only of orders where the review text was at least 10 characters long. So let me type that, something like average review rating of orders where review text is at least 10 characters long. I'm very curious, because it's a live demo, so fingers crossed that it gives me what I want. But this looks exactly what I expected.
You don't have enough confidence, Jasper. You don't have enough confidence. Please, man. Have more confidence in what you do.
I would not show it otherwise, but I'm also trying to like push to the more complex cases.
The guy is wearing an umbrella above his head.
Not stay within the easy stuff. But this is something, if I be honest, this is also where I would browse the functions and figure out how did this work again. But you see it created a nice if statement, it selected the review text column and decides then to average the review rating if that's above a length of 10. So perfect execution. So also here, I'd say, if you don't see this yet, ask your CS or support and try it out and let us know what you think.
Cool. Let's move on. Conscious of time, and otherwise I have you both on my the three of you that will tell me. Period comparison in pivot tables. Oh, I've done that.
This is
I've done that.
This is another one for me, Jonathan. So if you share the same screen, I'll just go back.
I remove you, and now you want me to be back.
Yeah. I want to be back on the screen.
Back on the screen for 𝘃. Here we go. And then we have two questions that I need to answer as well.
This is the same dashboard, but I'm looking at this table here, a pivot table with product categories and the number of products sold. And I added a bunch of other columns. And we've often got the question, hey, period comparisons and charts are so useful, but I also expect them in pivot tables. And that's what we've added last quarter, and a handful of our customers have been testing, but I'd love more of our customers to try this out. It's very powerful. In this case, I use variable period comparisons with this widget. So I'm comparing one weekend here against another weekend. Let me just select another one. And you will see that these columns update and show me the product sold of the comparison period. So I can see, okay, here for jeans, I went from 13 in the past, that's the comparison, and now I had 20, so that's good. That's an absolute change of 7 and a percentage change of just over 50%. How that works, just like with charts, I have this quantity column, that's my product sold, and I added that column 3 more times and configured that to show, in this case, a user-defined period comparison. With user-defined, it takes the range of the comparison widget, but I can do so many things. I can make it show the absolute change, percentage change, or say, hey, I want a relative range type. So show me always the previous month, for example, if I don't want users to select their own period. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do here.
Cool. Sorry, but first, Beams. I will maybe let you pick up that question, Jasper, if I'm not wrong. That's more for you, or I might be wrong. But is it possible to parse a string data type which key value pairs and report on it? In short, how do we make it easy for an AI agent to read and semi-structured data in the UI? Pretty extensive question, but that's linked to me. For you, it's probably easy to answer it, but that would be, I think, a tough one.
Yeah, this I'm also going to lean on François a bit to help me answer this one. But if there's structured data in a string, that's always a bit difficult to work with because we see it just as a string, as hierarchy. There's some hacks you can do, but it's far from perfect. But there are some options. You could, for example, unpack that with derived columns. So if it's indeed key value, there might be some way to create 2 new columns, one with the keys, one with the values. Another very powerful feature that François released last year is array columns. Not sure if that really tailors to the problem that is in mind here, but array columns is a really powerful feature to use data that's structured, like comma separated kind of data in one column, to use that in a structured way and do all kinds of calculations on it. And that also makes it a lot easier for AI agents to work with it, whether it's Luzmo or your own AI agent that you pull that data into through API. François, anything to add here?
No, I mean, I would answer the same. I mean, derived column is one solution at the raw level, very good solution. Or array column, so it depends again on the data structure and the different things. So maybe we can also take it offline to dig into it. That would be also an interesting use case.
So definitely make sure to reach out to your CS. It will connect you with the gents over here. They would love to deep dive. I think you have a piece of the answer. I will not ask a score from 0 to 10 on this answer, guys. No, of course, I'm always doing it. So happy to see that one. Hope we answer it. Switching also to this, because it is our dear friend Gertie. It's more a request that should end up in request, I guess, again. But extracting data from JSON string or splitting a character delimited string, we want this so badly. Did this, how do you say that in English? Un cri du cœur, a scream from the heart to you guys. So if somebody can write that down, maybe on our roadmap or feature request for dear friend Gertie, I think it would make sense. But maybe that you already have an answer to this. Part of the plans? Yes? No? Maybe?
I mean,
I'll let
roadmap.
François take this one.
Yeah, I mean, this one.
Come on!
I mean, the feature for Formula is super powerful. So as you saw, when you are writing something in a natural language, it gives you a formula, super powerful, game changer. This is for 𝗹𝗶_column. This is a feature request. So definitely something we would like to do, but add it to the roadmap page, and we will obviously try to work on it.
All right, I think that is really in-depth, guys. Really like it. Openness, transparency is all we love. So we are 40 minutes in. So you know, before you start complaining again. No, just kidding, of course. So let's talk about the future, or what you are already working on. Because let's face it, guys, we are the 15th of January. So I hope that some of you were doing some work in those 2 first weeks. Sneak peek, Luzmo Studio. Woo! Put your light on, man. You're under the spotlight now. It's your turn.
Finally, no. Yeah, so we have some exciting updates in the pipeline, already in progress even for Luzmo Studio. So that's our dashboard editor that you often use to create charts, create dashboards. So you usually spend a lot of time in that screen. So we have some improvements coming up there. First of all, we're doing a visual refresh of the user interface. Basically for a more modern look and feel and reduced visual clutter, let's say, so that you can have a more focused building experience and that you can see on the screen what actually matters and what you need. It's not only that, Jasper before mentioned that we want to make it easier to quickly build the charts and dashboard that you need. And one of the ways we want to do that is by offering AI assistance built right into Studio, so that you can easily ask in natural language to build the right charts and dashboards, instead of having to manually drag and drop charts or data and tweak the options manually through the UI. So if you're not a big fan of jumping back and forth between different screens and buttons, but you want to just ask what you need and iterate on that in chat, then this feature will be exactly what you need. The slide mentions sneak peek. So go ahead.
Here we go.
Yes, so I can give you indeed a sneak peek of where we're at right now. So this is the new version of the studio with the improved UI. Just to give you quickly an overview of what changed. As I mentioned, there's less stuff on the screen. The add item moved to the middle. There's a new experience for managing screen modes. Languages should all be a bit smoother. The side menu has a bit more space so that you can read better what's on the screen. And to build a chart with AI, that can be done right from the add item menu. So you see this has gotten a refresh. So you can, of course, still add new empty charts to the dashboard by drag and dropping these. But if you want to just describe which chart you need, you can do that right here. So you can select which data you want to use first. I'm going to use my deals data set. And we can ask, for example, to show a funnel of the value per deal stage. Let's see what it cooks. And so you see a chart comes out, a funnel chart with the deal stages, which is exactly what I asked for. So that's good. And you see that the chart is immediately in edit mode. And on the left side of the screen, we have the prompt chat history of this chart. So if I'm not fine with what's showing on the screen here, I can iterate on that by just asking a follow-up question and the chart will update. I can do that in a bit back and forth in the chat here. if I just want to make
It's
one
amazing.
small manual tweak in the settings UI, I can switch from prompt to settings. Yes. For example, disable the title, show the legend differently. So you can easily toggle back and forth between prompt and settings. We definitely don't want to force you towards prompting, but it's an option that you have if you want to use it. And that should definitely speed up the creation process of charts and also of dashboards.
Yannick, I want the same funnel with performance of marketing. It doesn't look like a stroke. I want the same. If your bottom line is amount of new customers signed in 2025, or that you tell me that we signed that much in 2026, I want the same one. So if you can just make
Jonathan,
sure that we apply that to our own dashboards, I love it.
No, let me correct you. You shouldn't ask Yannick, ask the agent.
Exactly.
Yes. But you told me it's in the making, so I need to address it to the guy which is making it so that the AI does it right. Because you told me if the input is not right, the AI is not throwing the right answers either.
Jonathan, just upload your data set of marketing, use the metadata audit from Francois for perfect AI readable metadata. And
if people challenge me in the chat, I do a session in a month time where I do that. But people need to challenge me to do that live, but I will be more than happy. I have a question for you because I think that's one from Pat. And again, thank you for questions. That's what we love over here. Can you hide filters on the new dashboards? We have a lot of our users that use the Luzmo interface, but we would like to hide filters to only show when they need to filter.
Mm-hmm. I assume with that you mean to, for example, if you have a filter item in the dashboard, like a drop-down filter, to collapse that, and that you can expand it when needed. That's not part of the update here. That will be a separate feature request, but definitely not the first time we hear that. So let's make sure to submit that one to the roadmap.
Yannick just told you somebody already pushed that in feature request. That means that if you add it on top, that feature goes up into the priorities. So make sure to add it. And I think you will see that coming in the coming weeks or months. Let's finish
Also,
the quarter. Go for it.
Yannick, if I'm not mistaken, we do have customers who actually built this, embedded this with more of a Flex solution, right?
Yeah. Indeed. If you go for Flex,
I had
you
this
have more
answer, but I didn't dare. Didn't dare to say it, but I was always going to say, can we not do that Flex?
No, indeed, with Flex, it's possible.
Okay, up. I move this. I get back to this. So the sneak peek, that was one. And thank you, Yannick, for taking that. And by the way, your looks amazing, my friend. Modular report building. That's also something that we have kind of been working a lot around and which is still on your plate, my friend.
Yes. Modular report builder sounds very complicated, but it's really not. So what it is, essentially, it's a set of building blocks we offer you. And you can use these building blocks to create your own embedded dashboard editing experience. So this is an embedded experience that allows your users to create their own charts and dashboards right inside your application, based on one or more data sets that you give them access to.
That looks so great with the mobile, man. Really. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but this slide looks so slick. I already see the request of salespeople. Can we have this slide, please?
I did my best. So this builds on top of Flex, which Jasper explained earlier. And the goal really here is to give your users really the power over the insights and not just passively consume dashboards that you build for them, but really give them the power to create their own charts and dashboards. Often you have some complaints or requests from end users that like, yeah, this dashboard is fine, but I actually want this in a line chart instead of a bar chart, or I want to see this KPI that's not part of the standard dashboard. So by just giving that power to your users, they can take care of those requests themselves.
And now it's the marketing guy talking here. Yannick, I love you talk about the user. He will be able to do amazing things himself. He will not bother your support team. You need to sell that. Hear me well. You need to monetize this, dear customer of us. It's about making money out of it as well. But back to my role as moderator, we're just giving a hint over here.
Absolutely. And so What's really cool about this approach, the modular approach, is that you have full control over how you design the experience and over the complexity that you expose. Jasper touched on it before, I think, but different users have different skill levels in building charts and dashboards. And it's very difficult for us sometimes to build a solution that can tailor to all those, or that very wide range of skill levels in one product. So by offering you the building blocks you need to create your own experience, you have exactly the control you need to build the experience that works well for you, your users, because obviously you know your users best.
It's personalization at its extreme, if I get it right.
Exactly, yeah. And these components are very customizable in look and feel. So you can really tweak them to almost pixel perfect match the branding and style of your UI UX. It also supports multiple languages. So if your platform supports multiple languages, no worries, the components support that. And as my beautiful slide showed, it also offers components for use on mobile. So if you want to have that report builder on desktop and mobile, that's possible with those components.
Okay, look at this, man. First, ba-ba-bam, thank you, Nikki. You have some sponsors over here, my friend. Then, second one, ooh, you need to answer it, but I love the fact because you feel the adrenaline at the client side. I think you teased it very well. You're becoming a marketeer, my friend, but you don't know it. Viewers or designers? Normally both.
Both, I think.
Yeah, from what I'm understanding, it's both. But
yeah,
again,
you can turn your viewers into designers, let's say.
That's lovely. And then you don't have 2, but 3.
It's built on top of Flex. So Flex shows the charts, and those components around it to create the charts will be the new components, but you will need Flex as well to come to a good result, yes. So it's part of the same feature set.
So you know what, guys? We want Yannick to do like a full-fledged demo of this in the coming weeks. And this is why I put the last one. This is what you get from the audience, man. Big thumb up for you. That's amazing. So I think you really nailed something down here, my dear product friends. At least at my end, it's really energizing to see that you deliver on client expectations, guys, over here, for sure.
Do you want to see
Should we move on?
Jonathan?
Ooh, if you do that, I have to. But now I need to find your screen again, man.
Yes, indeed, it's
Here
this
you go.
one.
I was ready.
So to give a bit of context, this is our Luzmo demo application that we use to showcase all kinds of Luzmo functionality. So this is an embedded experience already that embeds Luzmo. So this is just a sample platform, and it embeds several Luzmo components inside of it. And the screen we have here is a report builder that uses the set of components that I mentioned. So what is Luzmo in here? You have this dataset selector, you have your data view, your dataset view that has the list of columns. You have multiple charts that you can pick from, and then you have the data slots of each chart, and then of course the chart itself. So those are the components from Luzmo used inside this. And you can just use this, for example, to again visualize the deal stage and then the amount in it. If you said, oh, I didn't want that in a funnel, but I wanted that in a pie chart, no worries. You can just switch, add that to the dashboard below. Again, if you don't like manual chart building, no worries. You can also leverage AI in here. For example, the win rate by sales manager. That's an example prompt. We only have one sales manager, but that's fine. If you're not happy with the results, you can again switch back to the builder. So you can tweak it. I want that not in a bar chart, but a column chart. Okay, let's add it to the dashboard. Right here, you have a grid you can use to resize the charts or reorder them. And for the users that just want to pick something from a pre-built library, you can put that in there as well. You have some pre-built charts that you can browse and just add them to the dashboard as well. So you see the table was just added. And then you can save that dashboard. The user will save the dashboard and it will be available for them to view later in here. So this is a very quick sneak peek, but this leverages the components And basically, you can see it as we give you a big set of Lego bricks, and you can use that to build whatever cool sports car with that you want. This is just one possible implementation, but you can really put whatever component you want where you want it on the screen.
That is amazing. It's really crazy because basically you're supposed to deliver this by 30th of March, just so you know, Yannick. I don't know if you expect to take a lot of vacation, but it's about what we are going to deliver. Now you show so much things that everybody believes it's 100% ready. So just for our own sanity, that is still in the making, guys, just to try to reduce the pressure that we will have because of that demo. But lovely stuff, man. I see a lot of excitement in the chat as well. Score from 0 to 10 about how amazing that capability is. Would love to see that in the chat as well, to be honest. Let's go back because we are in. Ooh. Here we go again. Now, I had my lesson during the 𝘵𝗵𝘁, so I'm a little bit better with that. So I will not ask stupid questions today, but the floor is yours on this one.
Yeah, nested formulas. So we have talked a lot about it. We have released almost more than a year ago our aggregation formulas, and it gives a lot of capabilities to build calculations you want to help you when you are doing some work here. But now we are working on the nested formula. Nested formula, it's a concept. So there is a kind of an example on the right. It gives you the ability to do multiple levels of aggregation. So you can do an average of an average in this case. In the case here,
an average of an average, and I need to understand an average of an average.
I know that you need to understand an average of an average and what it means and how you can use it or why it's useful. So maybe we can switch to a quick. It's not a demo; it's just an explanation I have, and I wanted to show you a bit in the context of a sales dataset what it will mean. So here, if your question is what is the average deal size across web? And it doesn't matter if the sales rep has closed 4 deals or 40 deals. Here we have 6 reps. One closed 40 deals, other was 22, other 4. Our database is at the deal level. So we have 100 deals here with rep IDs and everything. So it's pretty cool. What you can expect from formulas is to do an average of the deal, which will take basically this amount divided by the number of deals. It's good, it's nice, it gives you a lot of value, but it's not what you are expecting. It will give you an average deal size where each deal equals 1 row. It's very interesting, but it's not what we are asking. What we are asking, again, is what is the average deal size across webs. So here, what we need to do that, it's a little bit more complicated aggregation, but you will see it's quite simple when you think about it. The first thing we need to do is that we need to average this amount of this deal amount, but by including rep ID, so per rep ID, which we give a little bit something like that. Here we have an average per rep ID. First aggregation. Then on top of this aggregation, to get the average, you need to do a second average of that. So here we will get this number. So you can see that the number is very different, and actually it doesn't give you the same calculation. And very often you have data sets at the event level. Here it's a deal ID, it's a deal ID. It can be whatever event you have. But when you are thinking about metrics, you are more thinking about people metrics or business metrics. And what you want is to have entities. Here the entity is rep. So how you get this metric from a data set at the deal level to get the data to a rep level. Here you are just doing something like that, and it works quite well. Just to show you, because it's in the making, we are already working, so you can already do that kind of in the UI. how it works. You have first an average of the deal amount. We are using the include rep ID from the include and exclude capability. And then we are grouping that. We are doing another aggregation on top of that to have another average. So this would be the right formula. It doesn't work yet. We need to, it's a feature we are working on, but it will be released in beta by the end of the quarter.
I love it. I love it, and I understood everything.
If there is any questions or someone wants to dig into it, feel free to reach out. We can also set up a call and discuss further. If you have some use cases, also feel free to reach out to your CSMs, people, or directly to us. That would be super interesting to hear.
Yeah, I think you know who is going to be the first guy that reach out to you is our own sales manager, because he can build performance on it on his sales rep himself.
And just to finish, before having nested aggregation formula, there were solutions, but solutions required data modeling. You had to reorganize your data set to ensure that it will work with the formulas. Here, what we are doing is basically you don't have anything to do. You are building your nested formula, and we are using your data set. It shows the result. So again, we are simplifying and we are making your data ready to be used in your dashboards and data products.
I really like it. And the fact that we showed that you're already that far make us all confident that you will be shipping that by end of Q1 and rock solid stuff. Sorry, guys, I know that we reached the hour. So you see, when we are doing good stuff, people stay here. Even if we had Gerdy that had to move. I still have one over here. And I think that one is definitely important because it's good about talking about everything we release as new stuff. But, you know, by adding, you also need to talk about scaling. And I think this is something where I want you, Jasper, to jump into the conversation, because I think it's very important for our own people as well.
Yeah, it's the last slide of listing what we're working on in Q1 and our big promises. And it's not a feature, but I thought it's important to mention. You saw the number. You've seen a 35% growth of embed users, so end users. I think the number of queries we process and data volume we process even seen a bigger increase. So that also means that this quarter we're spending quite a lot of resources and time on making sure that Luzmo keeps scaling. I think it's important to mention to close off the big topics that we're working on this quarter.
Definitely. So, your next step. Oh, that's a lost slide in the deck. I don't know. I didn't make the deck, guys, so nothing to say more? No. Just getting back over here then. There are always a couple of things. If you have questions, it's now or never, I would say. Although I think we answer most of them. You have that lovely link, which is really important, and you understood with 500 feature requests, the amount of feature that we develop, co-host with you, the amount of conversation. That is really the goal. This is where you need to push for all those little things that you wanted to see more. If no question, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys again. We reached the hour and nobody seems to complain in the chat. So I will never say again that I will make a 45-minute session. I will say I will make a session, which is, I hope, rich for the people. That's the most important. There is a lot of coming. Thank you for all of being part with us, for asking all those questions. How can we get a Luzmo cap? I'm really in the pain, guys. Everybody wants a cap, but okay. You made it clear, guys. I'm going to talk with finance just right now, and I will make sure that you can all have those capes as well, because Jasper will kill me the next time you see me physically, or he will steal mine. I'm pretty sure that he will steal it. And there are a couple of people requesting it. So Nikki, make sure that you will have one before Jasper, so that I just can like tease him a little bit that I'm providing it to clients first before colleagues. That's a promise that I made. So I will get back to where I purchased that one for me. It was a pleasure, guys, to see you all after the winter break. I'm very excited to see on everything we are working. Yannick, I think you will be under the spotlight without knowing it. Francois, I feel the extra questions for you in no time. And Jasper, make sure that you're ready for the workshop around AI and everything you did internally, because if I get a couple of people asking me to organize live workshops, I will pick that up and put that in my personal OKRs for 2026. And by the way, Francois did one physically in Paris that was amazing. If you want him to replicate that, please shoot it as well. I think we have amazing things where we can help you get more value even from what we do and have you really as part of it, of that journey that we are in, to help you have fast, embedded analytics that are perfectly personalized to the experience that you want to deliver. That's really where we want to aim for and where we deliver, I hope, on a daily basis for you. And on that note, if no questions, I will free up you guys. And again, thank you to everybody. A huge thank you to Connie, which is always in the background, and we couldn't make this without her as well. So huge thank you, Connie, as usual. And one day you will take my place to do this so that they or stop seeing John making all that noise in the webinars, and it will be much more straightforward with you, Connie, I'm sure. Guys, on that note, see you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.